Hello, welcome to the video lecture of the course Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency. I'm Priyanka, working as an assistant professor in School of Computing Science and Engineering, Galgarias University. So this video is for the Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency course, and the course code is CSPL 3050, and we'll talk about the basics of cryptocurrency. So the objective of this lecture is to understand the basics, the introduction of the cryptocurrency, and we'll also see the history of Bitcoin. Now, to understand this topic, we should have the earlier knowledge of the blockchain basics. How does it work? What are its how like what are the basic components of the blockchain system, and how does it works? So, to start with the cryptocurrency, so it is formed from the word crypto. So, crypto actually means something highly encrypted, right? So, we have applied encryption algorithm just to secure the data. Now, the cryptography term, if we say, it's just the art of encrypting anything. It could be any software, web application, or any network. Now, from the word cryptography, the cryptocurrency word came. So this cryptocurrency means that it's a digital asset, and we can exchange that with the other persons, and the exchange of the currency is being stored as a transaction in the blockchain, right? So that's what a cryptocurrency is. The objective of cryptography was just to secure a system, right? Just to prevent it from the hackers, and just to avoid any unintended action. Now, with the cryptocurrency also, it's just to secure the currency, and so that nobody can compromise it. There are different types of cryptocurrencies available in the market: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Dash, Ripple, Dogecoin, Ethereum. Right. So, cryptocurrency we also call it as digital currency, or alternative to currency, or it's just a virtual currency. It's something different from the physical currency. So cryptocurrency actually uses the concept of decentralized architecture, as because it is based on the blockchain architecture, which is a decentralized architecture, as opposed to our physical currency, which is based on the centralized approach. Like we have a bank account, so that's the bank is the centralized authority, but cryptocurrency is just based on the decentralized approach. Okay, now the decentralized control of each cryptocurrency work through a blockchain, right? It has a public transaction database, which is also known as the distributed ledger. So as we have started in blockchain, that distributed ledger is being created. Same here in the cryptocurrency also, we just create a distributed ledger. Now, cryptocurrency is a system which needs to meet all these conditions. Okay, the very first condition is the system does not require a central authority, as discussed in the earlier slide, that it is a decentralized approach, so it does not need any central authority. The next is the system keeps an overview of the cryptocurrency units and who is the owner of which currency, right? So that is the system keeps track of that thing. Now, the system also defines whether the new cryptocurrency can be created or not. If it can be created, then under which circumstances it will originate. So, first thing is this. Second, it will also determine that who is the owner of that currency, right? So, the system is responsible for finding out how to originate new currency, and who is the owner of the currency. Now, we can prove the ownership using the concept of cryptography, right? As because here the cryptography concept is being used, so by the use of cryptography, we can prove who's the owner, and the system keeps all this information with us. Now, the last condition here is if suppose any two instructions are given which says that the there are two different owner for the same currency, then system can perform at most one out of them, right? The system needs to define some rules for that as well, but it cannot be proved that both are the owners. The system can only prove one is the owner for that currency. Okay, now if we talk about the history of the Bitcoin, So in 2008, it was being founded by Satoshi Nakamoto, but nobody knows before knows him before that. In 2009, Bitcoin was available to the public so that they can mine, they can do the mining process. Then in 2010, Bitcoin traded for the first time. I mean, a person actually used it to purchase a pizza, which is of 10,000 Bitcoin worth. I mean, that is $100 million today. Then in 2011, the first rival of the Bitcoin came, that is Litecoin, Namecoin. Then in 2013, the Bitcoin price actually the, it decreases from 1,000 to $300. Then in 2016, Ethereum and ICO stole Bitcoins through this year because they become more popular. In 2018, one Bitcoin was worth this much of rupees, which was a very high value. In 2020, one Bitcoin is worth $24,000. Today, we may find out what is the current Bitcoin value. Now, although in every year there was some major change in the Bitcoin history, but we have just noted down few of the important years where there was something interesting happening. Now, the cryptocurrency is based on these following concepts. First is address. So address is it works like a wallet, and corresponding to that address, we may find out the owner of that currency. Now, this address is actually a string of letters and numbers, like this is being given here. So each address is having its own balance, account balance. Okay, and but the user corresponding to that address stays anonymous. Nobody can find out the actual user behind that address. That's the first cryptocurrency concept. Next is the next concept on which the cryptocurrency is based is on peer-to-peer. As we have discussed that cryptocurrency is not based on centralized approach. It is based on decentralized approach. So for the decentralized approach, peer-to-peer network is required. I mean, there is no central authority with whom all are connected, but with all the peer nodes are connected to each other, and they will be responsible for the block mining, they will be responsible for the distributed ledger and for maintaining the ledger. Next, third important thing is that cryptocurrency is based on the concept of blockchain. So it works like a ledger which is distributed among all, and it is being shared by everyone, and everyone is responsible for maintaining the same copy of the ledger. And all Bitcoin transactions are being recorded in the blockchain. And once it is recorded, you cannot reverse that transaction. By this feature, we say that it's immutable. The blockchain is immutable, and it also prevent the problem of cryptocurrency, which is a very famous problem, double spending problem. Double spending problem means that once you have used, I mean, if with a physical currency, if I have a 100 rupee note, I can only spend it once. I can give it to only one user. I cannot create a copy of it and can give it to no, right? So similarly in the blockchain, if every like if we talk about Bitcoin, so you cannot create the copy of your currency. So so it's not possible that you will spend it once and then you just reverse that transaction and spend it again. That's not allowed. So this is what a double spending problem it prevents. This concept prevents from this problem. Now everyone at every point of time will have the same blockchain. Okay, so the cryptocurrency is based on blockchain as well. Next concept is mining and miners. The Bitcoin miners use powerful computers to mine that. I mean, they need to do mining to create a new block, to validate a new block. So that's the process of mining. And actually, people earn money through mining. They earn rewards through mining. So mining is actually a mathematical puzzle which is being given to the users to solve it. Okay, so that's cryptocurrency is also based on mining process. So these are the four key concepts of cryptocurrencies. This is just a picture taken from the internet, which shows that the one which is in red shows that these are the countries where the Bitcoin are full or partial prohibited. and this color says that it's restricted legal use. I mean, in India, it is less restricted legal use. At some point of time, it was banned as well. And in the orange, I mean, like you see the countries of America, Europe somehow, and Russia, they are legalized users. Similarly, Australia. So most of the countries are legal usage. They're allowing Bitcoin to be used in their country. Now, there are different types of cryptocurrencies available in the market except from Bitcoin. So this data is being taken in 2016. At that time, this was the value of the Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Monero. So at that point of time, these were the value of those cryptocurrencies. A list does not stop here. There are 700 other currencies as well, but the major part of cryptocurrency is being taken by the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the most popular currency in the market. Now there are multiple examples for cryptocurrency. Let's understand few of the examples. Although Bitcoin is the famous one from its release, but still many other currencies also came, which are giving a good competition to the Bitcoin. So if we first talk about the very first, which is the Bitcoin, which is the most widely used, most famous cryptocurrencies in the market. Okay, and its market cap and individual unit value consistently dwarfed by a factor of 10 or more. It keeps on changing, okay? And there is a limit onto the supply of Bitcoin, that is of 21 million Bitcoin. We cannot exceed beyond that. Next is Bitcoin is increasingly viewed as a legitimate means of exchange. It's been very popular as a currency exchange, and many countries are using it. Second currency example is Ethereum. It was being launched in 2015. We also call it as ETH. Okay, it's the second most popular cryptocurrency and the second most valuable after Bitcoin. Now, the important change, improvement in Ethereum as per the Bitcoin is its in architecture. Ethereum actually added this smart contract concepts. So with that, it enforces that the performance will be better, and it also compel the parties not to take the decision back after doing the agreement. And it also controls the refund process. Okay, so smart contract actually controls the whole cryptocurrency. Although smart contract is having an important move towards addressing the lack of chargeback and refunds, but still there are some problems. But we can say that smart because of the smart contract, it's majorly responsible for the Ethereum success. Okay, the next is Litecoin. It is being released in 2011. It follows the same architecture as of the Bitcoin. The only difference between this is that it is having a high supply limit, which is of 84 million units. And another important thing is in Bitcoin, the block time creation time is 10 minutes, but in Litecoin, the block creation time is less, that is 2.5 minutes. And encryption algorithms are a little bit different of Litecoin as from the Bitcoin. Okay, and we can say that it is the second or third most popular cryptocurrency in the market. Next is Ripple. Ripple was being released in 2012. It is importantly notable difference in Ripple is the consensus ledger. So consensus ledger actually it actually speeds up the transaction confirmation and blockchain creation time, right? So it actually fasten up this thing. On average, it's just taking few of the seconds to create the block. Now, another important thing about Ripple is that it can be easily converted to any other cryptocurrency, right? As because it is having an in-house currency exchange. So because of that, Ripple can be converted to any currency like US dollar, yen, euros, or any other any other digital currency. I mean, although there are some bad points about Ripple as well, and that is they are more susceptible to manipulation by the sophisticated hackers, and they cannot even offer the anonymous protection. So that's the drawback. The next is Dogecoin. Dogecoin is recognizable by Shiba Inu mascot, it's also a variation of Litecoin. The difference is that it is having a very short creation time, that's just 1 minute, and it's widely used in the market, and it's having in the 2015, it actually reached a target of 100 billion units have been mined till that time, and every year 5.2 billion units are being mined thereafter after 2015. So Dogecoin is an important experiment in inflationary cryptocurrency, and experts are closely watching is it that how does it differ from the other cryptocurrency. So these are five important cryptocurrency examples. There are many more examples of cryptocurrency although. Okay, by this also we can understand the difference between the comparisons of different cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which was being released in 2008 or 9. So in these three, the payment function is majorly the payment system. The function is just the payment system. But for Ripple, it is also being used as a currency exchange and remittance network. Darkcoin is just used for the payment system. Now, if we talk about the unit of currency in Bitcoin, BTC, Litecoin, LTC, Peercoin, PPC, Ripple, XRP, Darkcoin, DRK, then hashing algorithm being mentioned here, like in Peercoin and Bitcoin, SHA-256 is being used, but others are different. Now, coins released around 13.20 of 21 has been released. Similarly, for others, the figure is also being given. So this data is being taken at a few years back. Now, if you talk about these three are open and public uh, blockchain. This is open public consensus, and this is a closed dark and public. Transaction time, if we talk about, as we have seen earlier as well, Bitcoin takes 10 minutes, Litecoin takes 2.5, Peercoin 10 minutes, Ripple 2 to 5 seconds, and in Darkcoin it's not applicable. We have not. Okay, so conclusion of this lecture is that a cryptocurrency is a digital asset, which is just a medium of exchange by the concept of cryptography, and we can control the various units and the other form of assets as well. And there are multiple cryptocurrencies available in the market: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Dash, Ripple, Dogecoin, etc. So cryptocurrency is a digital currency. We also call it as alternative currency or virtual currency. The key concept of cryptocurrencies are address, peer-to-peer, blockchain, and mining. Okay, so that's about this lecture. These are the references from which you can read more about this lecture. Thank you.